Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to and breaking down the insane 2021 NBA Draft and all the blockbuster trades and surprise picks that came with it. This draft was long thought to be one of the deepest drafts in a very, very long time. It was headlined by one of the most complete prospects of the decade, Cade Cunningham. If you had seen my video on him a few months ago, you would know how high I am on this kid, and it appears Detroit was too. Cade heard his name called at the 1 spot, and that ignited the craze that ensued across the NBA. The Rockets selected Jalen Green, one of my favorite prospects in this draft, and now have an absurd backcourt budding with potential with Kevin Porter Jr. and now Jalen Green. The Cavaliers, with some rumors floating around about the availability of their pick and Colin Sexton, decided to stick with the pick and draft Evan Mobley, who quite possibly has the highest ceiling in this entire draft. However, shortly after these selections, the first blockbuster trade of the season went down, when the Los Angeles Lakers got their big three. They sent Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the 22nd pick in the draft to the Washington Wizards for Russell Westbrook. This is a polarizing move, but I'm still split on if it was a good one or not. Anyone could tell you now that the Lakers are going to have some pretty poor spacing and are going to be extremely top-heavy. LeBron and Russ is a bit of an odd fit, but going into his year's 37th season, LeBron could probably use the usage weight taken off him. LeBron, Russ, and AD is definitely not your conventional big three and is still 100% worse than the Nets in my opinion. It makes them absurdly top-heavy, with a staggering $120 million now tied up with their big three. They currently only have 5 players on the roster, but are still nearly $20 million over the salary cap. Obviously, this team will be able to attract veteran free agents willing to take vet minimums to contend for the championship they never won. But even then, who can they get? Who will they get? It won't be a very well-constructed team. But as we know, talent usually trumps fit. With some load management, this Lakers team might have some standings trouble. But with no Kawhi and no Jamal Murray in the West next year, the West is fairly wide open as it is. On the Wizards side of things, I'm going to say what we're all thinking. When does Beal ask out? Yes, I know the reports have said Beal wants to stay, and maybe these new players can be packaged for a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, and then entice free agents to come along. But I'm not buying it. To me, there is no way Bradley Beal wants to stay on a team where the next best player is Kyle Kuzma or Spencer Dinwiddie. I bet he gets traded soon enough, as I alluded to in a previous video. Moving on, it only took 4 picks into the draft to get the first massive surprise, when the Raptors took Scotty Barnes, when most thought the consensus pick would be Jalen Suggs with Kyle Lowry out the door. This was largely a shock to the basketball world, but it means one thing that will probably happen soon, and that is the exit of Pascal Siakam. Siakam has been rumored to be on the trade block due to some possible disagreements with the coaching staff. The team has been dead set on keeping OG Anunoby, and rightfully so. Siakam could warrant some serious capital if he was dealt, whether that be young players, a star, or draft picks. But this selection leads us to our first major winner of the night, the Orlando Magic, who were able to select Jalen Suggs with the 5th pick in the draft. Something that had seemed extremely unlikely beforehand. Suggs can be a generational talent. He's an elite playmaker, and the Magic are in dire need of that, as they were 27th last year in assists per game. A healthy Magic team could be looking to grab a play-in spot, with a few possible stars on the roster now. In Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba, Markelle Fultz is coming up, and others. Moving on, the next surprise was just a few picks later, when the Thunder selected Josh Giddey from the National Basketball League in Australia, who I just published a video on the other day. Giddey is a great prospect, and clearly Presti was a big fan as well. With Giddey's ability to play the point at 6'8", he will be a great fit next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and can allow him to play off the ball as he should be. Next up on the surprise list, the Kings ended up selecting Davion Mitchell, which is a bit of an odd fit. Buddy Hield was rumored to be involved in a Lakers deal, but LA ended up going with the Russell Westbrook route, so Buddy was left stranded in Sacramento. So now the Kings currently have Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, Buddy Hield, and DeLon Wright all at the guard spot. An immense collection of guards, all of which good enough to get significant playing time on any team. I doubt Fox is on the move, so we could possibly still see a Buddy Hield trade, or possibly a DeLon Wright move. To be quite honest, the rest of the draft was not all too exciting. There were some interesting picks here and there, but not tons of exhilarating moves post-lottery. There were definitely a few more winners and losers. The Hornets managed to snag James Bouknight and Kai Jones, two of the higher ceiling players of this draft, making them another pretty big winner. And then a team like the Knicks, trading all of their pick for cap reasons when they don't even know what kind of free agents they're going to be able to get. So, to sum it up, this draft night had some winners, some losers, and blockbuster trades. Pretty much all you can ask for from any good draft night. One thing is for sure, this draft will have lots of implications on plenty of good teams in the coming seasons, and some foreshadowing of what we could see in the immediate future. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know who are your biggest winners and losers of the 2021 NBA draft. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and most importantly, have a good one.